Hey guys, how you doing today? This is your Black YouTube therapist, D. Darrell Spears here. Today I would like to talk briefly about a topic that kind of ran across my mind today when I was providing therapy services for a client of another race. And he is actually of Latin descent. And so in our discussion, client was talking about issues with a family member, and I talked about potentially having that family member participate in some family therapy with him. He also talked about how he enjoyed having therapy with me. I definitely have helped him, but he felt that family member was looking at therapy in a certain way. And he stated that he would probably be more, this is the family member, not my client, will be more interested if it wasn't done the quote-unquote white way of handling problems or solving issues and so on. And so my client stated that he likes his therapist and the fact that he wants to continue on to see me. He voiced the frustrations with that, along with other things of how he thinks one way and this other person is influencing him to do things a different way. Although this family member was the person that suggested or gave him or facilitated him getting therapy in the first place. He went through the process and everything and contacted us, and we got the referral. And so, as I thought about that particular issue, which is not really a real issue, just a difference of opinion, I started to think about a lot of the non-black clients that I have. And to be honest, most of my clients are non-black. They're not black. Most of I would say probably 25% of my clients are black. I have one location in Houston, in the Midtown area, or NRG area, where I would say the majority of my clients are African American. But outside of that, my clients in Dallas, my clients in Galveston County and abroad, where I see clients from all over the country, most of them are not black. And so this is a question that never really came up a whole lot in therapy, where I had clients, non-black clients, that didn't necessarily choose me because I was black. They chose me as a therapist is because of my qualifications and my accessibility and convenience to them. And then there were a few who had some hesitancy about not seeing a person of the same race, but once they engaged in the counseling session, they were relieved of all anxieties that they may have experienced. And I have had clients who had racial issues. I've had clients who had racial issues towards black people that were in, and believe me or not, those sessions actually turned out to be a lot smoother in the process than what I would have expected, particularly as a younger therapist. But I'm more seasoned now, so I kind of know how to handle those issues. And so for the most part, when I kind of review my career, basically African American people, by and far, from my experience, picked me solely because I was black and that I was a black man, particularly African American women. One of the main reasons why they chose me is because I was a black man, and they wanted to see a black man. They didn't want to see a black woman, unfortunately. They didn't want to see someone of another race. They wanted to see a black man, or they wanted me as a black man to provide services for their children. And they did not want anybody else but a black man, because many of those families were headed by a black female, and there was a lack of a presence lack of presence of a black male. So they wanted to give their children a dynamic of someone outside of what they typically see in their household. And I understand that. We as African people, as black people, we have a unique set of circumstances. African American women have a unique set of circumstances and experiences that other women in this country don't have to experience at the effect that that our women do. And the same for men. As black men, and I have black men who chose me because I was a black man. But also, I want to say this. There were instances in which I did see people of another race and they asked, can I see someone of my race? I've had that happen a few times with my clients in Dallas. I had that happen particularly with white and Hispanic. Some white and Hispanic clients requested a white female. They requested a Latin female or male. That has happened at times, but it doesn't nearly happen as much as my black clients that solely request a black therapist, particularly a black male. So this particular topic of consumer choice, which is not being racist, is strictly consumer choice. Now I did tell my client that if you were thinking about having a Hispanic or Latin therapist, and if you wanted one, I could arrange it because my staff is very diverse. I have people of all cultures. So if he wanted someone Hispanic or Spanish speaking, I could have provided that for him. Although he said no. He's a younger kid, just getting ready to make 18, almost an adult. He said no. He said no, I'm comfortable with who I have. So for the most part, people can come into a therapy session with a certain idea of what the therapy may look like. And then once they engage and start to bond and start to develop rapport with their therapist, some of those anxieties and misconceptions can easily go away. It all depends on the skill level and effectiveness of the therapist. So thank you all. I just wanted to talk about that particular situation related to my practice, related to me as a therapist. Y'all have a great day.